Hi, guys, this is Holly with Be You, and I am here to tell you you are valued, you are important, and you are irreplaceable. Every time you see me, I'm going to tell you that because it's truth. I am Holly again. I'm the CEO and founder of Be You, and at Be You, our purpose is to help you find yours. So, all our talks, all our chats, every single time you see me, I'm going to be talking to you about you and how to live the you that you were supposed to live, specifically with your purpose, living the purpose you were born to live. So, that's what all our chats are about. And today is no different. If this is the first time you've ever clicked on and you've ever seen or heard me before, I am here to just talk to you about whatever is particularly on my mind, whatever what can help you, whatever it is that can help you in your day-to-day life to get you to the next level. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about a video that I saw. It's a documentary, and I just saw it the other day, and it caught me. It's about a family, a Jewish family of seven children, mom and a dad. And it was about how these seven children survived during World War II. So it starts off talking about life was going on normal, just normal everyday life. And these kids were, I believe, maybe at the time, five, maybe 5, 12, 15, 16, something like that in range. And life was going on, and all of a sudden, World War II started. It sort of started slow, and then all of a sudden, it got terribly bad. But during this documentary, it shows how when it started, people were still going about their business, but the Nazis were just really looking at them. They were really eyes on them. You know, you really had to watch what you said, where you went. You just had to be very careful because you could end up gone, just disappeared one day, and nobody knows where you are or how to find you. So, this family had a mom, and this mom would take trips on the train to and from another city and then back to Berlin. And this mom, on those train rides, she was helping to get other Jews to safety. So on the down low, she was getting on these trains, and she was getting other Jews out to safe places. Well, of course, her husband's like, don't do that. You know, we could be caught. And then it's all of us. The kids are going, I'm going, you just can't do that. She says, oh, it'll be okay. So she kept doing this. She would get on the train, go somewhere, get them to safety, bring herself back, and all in one piece, as if she never had left. Well, of course, they were looking at her, but somehow she made a couple of trips. Well, as time went on, eventually a neighbor heard that her seven kids were next. They were going to be picked up and taken to a concentration camp. So that neighbor said, I'm going to help you. I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to bring them to my farm. And my farm is far out. And this neighbor was not a Jew. He was German. No Jewish connection whatsoever. He was just a German who wanted to help. He took the seven kids to his farm. During this time, unfortunately, the mom was taken to a concentration camp, and she passed away there. But these kids were going from place to place. It was almost as if they would miss uh, the Nazis, and then they were gone off to safety to another place, and they would just miss them, and then all seven would be swooshed to another place, and they were always en route to a safe haven. They always got there, all seven, until they got on a boat to come to New York City. And ever since then, their families have grown, they've had kids, their kids have had kids, and now there's a whole generation of that family here in the United States. So I tell you all that to say there's a principle about giving. And this principle, when you get it, it can change your world around in a good way. And it's a principle that you don't do on purpose. It just is there. It's a given. Givers get. Givers get. Now, during this documentary, the kids really didn't talk about why they were swished off to another safe haven all the time until they got to America. They thought it was just amazing that all seven made it, no harm, all seven. But I thought it's obvious why all seven made it. It's obvious. Sometimes you can give a little and you'll get that back. Sometimes you'll give a lot and you'll get that back. Well, their mom, she gave her life several times on that train. Every time she went, every time she came back. She went, came back. She did it several times. She's given her life several times over until she finally gave it away. Or actually, it was taken away that last time, but she was giving her life. That is the ultimate gift. That's the ultimate give, is your life. And that was returned through the lives of her seven children and their children and their children. So the principle is if you give, you get. In the same measure that you give, you'll get that back. So not to go through life thinking that, because when you give, you have to give it without complaining for this principle to work. You have to give it smiling and happily. So it's going to be something that you do without thinking about it. But know, if you are a giver by nature, you're going to get back what you give. If you are not a giver by nature, it's time for you to practice generosity so you can get that goodness back the way you give it. If it's money, you'll get money back. If it's compassion, you'll get it back. With this story, she gave her life. Her life. It's not a coincidence. She gave her life several times and she's got 7 kids. She wasn't thinking about it, but the principle works, is a given. She was working out on a principle that maybe she knew about it, but I'm sure that was not the driving force. The driving force was just pure humanitarian livelihood. She was living as a humanitarian. She was going through life as a humanitarian, and that was all. So she was living that life. Actually, she was living a purposeful life. The reason why she was born when she was born, where she was born, again, is not by coincidence. She was born during that time for a reason. She left her footprint on our planet because not only do her children know the story, but now I know the story along with millions of other people. And that story can help you think about your own humanitarian thoughts, how you would handle the situation, your own objectives, or what would you do? What would your plan be if that came up? Would you be able to get on that train several times and take people to safety, or would you rather stay put? That's a tough question. She didn't stay put. I'm glad she didn't stay put. I would hope someone like her would be around if I needed that. So, I don't know her name. I could look back on the documentary and find out her name, but I do thank her, even though she doesn't know me. I thank God that she did her purpose. She did her purpose. And that's what I stress to you guys so much about doing your purpose. You reap so much more than just your purpose. As she saved lives, but she also saved her children's life, her grands, her great grands. She's taught me how to think a little bit more about others. I'm much better at thinking about others now than I was before I saw the documentary. So she's touched thousands, millions of lives just by doing her purpose during a time period, not even her entire life. It's just 2 years. Our purpose is that important. It's that important. You save lives, you save generations. That's why you have to do your purpose. And it's in there. It's in there. You just have to identify it. And the book behind you helps you do that. It's my book that I wrote for you, and it's called Be You, Identify Your Purpose and Live It. And it is over my right shoulder, but you're probably looking at me and it's over my left, something like that. But the book behind me is the book, and it's on my website, bepurpose.com. So that's what was on my mind today. If you give, you will get. But most importantly, your purpose is a great give. It gives to the world, and you will get, but that's not why you're doing it, but that's a benefit. So your purpose is that important. If ever you thought that you were not valued, important, and irreplaceable, after that story, I want you to start thinking that you are valued, you are important, and you are irreplaceable. If you were those people in need, I'm sure she would grab you and take you on that train. You are important, you're valued, you're irreplaceable. Your purpose is valuable, it's important, and it's irreplaceable. All right, you guys, I will talk to you soon, but before I let you go, I have to tell you that I'm a Christian, and that means that I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior. And I believe that He died for me and He rose, and He's given me a guaranteed ticket to heaven because of that, among so many other things. So many other things. So, if you want to learn more about Him and what He did, you can go to dykjc.com. Do you know Jesus Christ? And there's an awesome book there that tells you all you need to know how to introduce you to Jesus Christ. That's what it's doing. It's introducing you to Jesus Christ. It's helping you figure out who He was, what He did while He was here, and why He did it. So if you want to go to the Bible, you can go to Romans 10 and 9 or either John 3:16. It was good talking to you guys. You might be wondering, where did I see that documentary? It was on, I think it was on Netflix. Yeah, it was on Netflix. Check it out if you can. It was great. It was a great documentary. All right. You guys take it easy, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.